Hey Martina, no rush ever. It's good that you just take time to think about it. And sometimes I think we need to look at the corrections and think and kind of digest it all, if that makes sense. A lot of processing goes on in the background. So let's have a look at this. You mentioning I. Now I is absolutely fine in an opinion essay. Yes, I in the intro and I in the conclusion. Absolutely you have to, but not I in these paragraphs. And I also don't like you or we in these paragraphs. It's too informal. But I here, absolutely, because it's your opinion. Question. Computer education is compulsory for young learners. Do you think this is necessary, or will children acquire these skills naturally from their daily interaction? Quite interesting question, this. Provide your opinion and specific reasons and examples. So computer science education has rapidly accelerated over the past 2 decades. While some people argue that learning this field outside of school is helpful for young people, I side with those who argue that learning this particular skill at primary school, excellent, really good. I side with is okay. I feel it's a bit American. I agree with, I know sounds boring, but it probably is more correct. Those who argue that learning this particular skill, we're just repeating, perfect. A primary and secondary school has a variety, you might say more formally, because there's this difference between will they acquire them naturally, so will they just pick it up at home because they're playing on computers all day, or do they need a proper education? So I might put that in. And then you could put it you could put it in brackets, in commas, because it is like extra comment, has a variety of positive points to offer. That is lovely. Now what you want is error-free sentences. That is looking good. On one hand, but careful here, because you can't have on one hand and however. So I would forget this. You're going for a high band score. Don't use on one hand. It's not very sophisticated. Yeah, so it is often stated that. So this is quite nice because it's a passive. It's often stated, then it takes you immediately into a good structure. It's often stated that acquiring new learning outside of school might encourage the enthusiasm of some students. Blah, blah, blah. Hang on. So you have to go acquiring. Acquiring, either to acquire, but normally acquiring with this ing, with this that. It's often stated that acquiring a new learning outside of school might encourage the enthusiasm of some students to study the subject in question, as well as the possibility of selecting specific topics of interest. Okay, so they're learning it at home to study the subject in question at or later. Do you mean as a career or later in life? Or we've got this sort of contradiction between learning it outside school, but they want to study it where? As well as the possibility of selecting the specific topics of interest. You mean they have the freedom, as well as offering the freedom to select? Not quite sure I know what you mean there. Grammatically, it's like structurally it's correct, but I'm not sure I understand the meaning. Many young people might be prone to get a new ability or skill when they enjoy the process of learning. Don't need that comment. Get me back to computers. School literature should be seen as origin. Okay, get me back to computers. In here, this subject here, get me onto computers. The learning at home you've talked about. Yeah? While many youngsters who spend hours gaming, chatting on social media, or interacting, so nice section of grammar, section of vocab as well here, with friends, might rapidly learn how computers function. Hang on. While young people who spend hours might learn in a relaxed way, and then I take out school, could be seen as rigid when many people, yeah, okay, good. A learning computer in this forum, in this setting, might be disturbed, okay? So it's just here where I feel you're going a little bit off track. You're talking about learning in general, but we are talking very specifically about computer education. So I would, there you're okay. I need a bit of clarification there. But here, while many youngsters who spend hours gaming, okay, might learn in a relaxed way, so that's a good thing because you're saying it's good, the school institution could be seen as rigid and close-minded, where they might feel uncomfortable. So that's your contrast. Consequently, in this setting, might be disturbed by this fact. Okay, good. All right, so we've got that back on track. Watch out there. Be specific. However, there are arguments to suggest that these lessons keep me on the right track. Keep referring to what you mean. Keep telling me the subject here. This is primary because in order to prepare students for entry into college, the basis of understanding computer science is crucial. Although children and teenagers may learn how to surf the internet, only these institutions would offer good, lovely. For instance, most pupils, watch out, you don't need of. Either most of the pupils in a school or most pupils learn about Microsoft Package at school. Extremely useful doing a university project or searching for a job, just typo. Additionally, the high cost of learning is another point to take into account. The fact that computer science is included in the curricula broadens, so the fact is your subject here, broadens the possibility of learning this key field to all kinds of students, which there are no punctuation, which is a clear positive point. Lovely. This is really good writing. Look, no mistakes here. This is really, really good writing. You are doing very well here. Just watch out for that bit there. In conclusion, despite acquiring computer knowledge, let's not have that word again. We've had it once. Yeah, learning, accessing, obtaining. Despite the fact that obtaining could be convenient for some, I believe that still nowadays schools are the best establishments to offer a more formal and structured learning, useful for later life or for further education, maybe something like that. Okay, super good, well done. That is the most well organized. Watch out here. So strongly suggest you adapt the start of your paragraphs to this and then a however or a furthermore or a moreover if you're just arguing one side. Okay, I forget the on the one hand, on the other hand. Forget first, second. It's not sophisticated enough. You need to go higher level. Okay, nice one. Okay, formal letter of complaint. Yep, good. I'm writing to you regarding the last new. You're writing to a newspaper editor. What do you mean now, the last new? We're a reporter of your newspaper. Unjustifiably. Unjustifiably. You want an adverb to go with criticized. Unjustifiably criticized the Women Power TV program. I believe that the view of the reporter could be biased. We don't really like can, remember? Could be biased by machismo and discrimination. I think you should take action on this matter. Good. At this point in our society, it's completely unnecessary to complain about a TV program, especially. Oh, he was complaining. Okay. Unnecessary to complain. Or maybe instead of complain, let's go criticize. So criticise A, you wouldn't need about. Criticise a TV programme expressly focused on the current issues. Furthermore, this report was extremely disrespectful. We're laughing about some women who struggle and suffer. Good. This reaction not only impacts negatively on the feelings of women, but is also a terrible message. Oh, yay. I mean, you're a medic, aren't you? I'm thinking, are you in maternity? For these reasons, I implore you to do something about this in order to create awareness. In fact, I suggest you have a serious conversation. Absolutely right. What a good letter. The last issue, I think, is what you mean. Dated 20th April. Yeah, you can be specific there. That is a very good letter. Really, really good. Yeah, perfect on the word count. Super. Hey, best so far. Well done.